Hi y'all, today I'm going to show you how to make gluten-free dirt cake. I've made this recipe ever since my kids were little, of course with regular Oreos back then, and it still is one of my favorite desserts ever. Not just because it's so easy to make, and it really is so easy to make, but also because it tastes so freaking good. The Oreo crumbs with those heavenly creamy layers is something that I don't think will ever go out of style in my opinion. It's really nostalgic for me. So let's get into it and I'll show you how to make it. First things first, I'm going to mix up the pudding mixture, which is just 3.5 cups of cold milk and 2 small packages of vanilla instant pudding. I'll just whisk this with a hand whisk until it's smooth and it starts to thicken. It'll thicken much more when I put it in the fridge. I know some of y'all might say that Jell-O brand pudding isn't gluten-free, but most of the flavors are actually. They're just not labeled gluten-free, which sucks, I know, but that's how it is sometimes. I think the only flavor that has gluten is cookies and cream. Don't quote me on that, but on the cookies and cream package, it actually states the allergen is wheat, whereas none of the others state that. Alright, I'll pop this into the fridge for just 5 minutes. That's all it needs to set up. Okay, I'm going to totally go old school, and I'm going to crush up my Oreos in a Ziploc bag with my rolling pin. I could break out my food processor, but honestly, I just got a brand new one, a really nice Cuisinart, but it's still in the box, and I really just didn't feel like messing with it. So this will work just fine. I don't think anyone had food processors back in the day anyway when they made this recipe many, many years ago. This is just 2 packages of gluten-free Oreos. Alrighty, I'll just set these aside for now and mix up the filling. It starts with an 8-ounce block of softened cream cheese and then 4 tablespoons of softened butter, and get that nice and creamy. And then the only added sugar to this whole recipe, y'all, is 1 cup of powdered sugar, which goes into the filling. The only other sugar comes from the Oreo cookies, so it's not an overly sweet dessert at all. Alright, I just took the pudding out of the fridge. It's nice and thick, so I'll add that in. Don't worry if it looks lumpy right now, it'll smooth out in a minute. I got this recipe from a lady I worked with so long ago. I think I was in my early 20s, and when she brought it to a potluck at work, I'd had it before, but how she presented it was so cool. She layered it in a plastic flower pot, and one that was brand new, of course, never been used, and she put gummy worms on top, and then she stuck a straw down into the layers and put a silk flower, like the stem of the flower, into the straw to hold up the flower. And even when she served it with a brand new garden trowel instead of a spoon. It was just the cutest thing. Today I'm making this for Easter, so it's bunnies and eggs all the way. All right, I've whipped 2 1/4 cups of heavy cream to stiff peaks, and I'm going to fold that in. The original actually calls for a 12-ounce container of thawed Cool Whip, but I didn't have any, and I just was not about to run to the store just for a thing of Cool Whip. So I did have heavy cream. This works like a charm. Plus, it's fresh, there's no additives, and there's no sugar in it. I didn't add sugar to the whipped cream, so even better. So to layer this, I'll put a layer of the crumbs down first, maybe a little less than 1/3 of them. And then I'll dollop some of the cream mixture on top and smooth it into an even layer. Another layer of crumbs. Another layer of cream. And a final layer of crumbs. I like to save more of the crumbs for the top so none of the filling peeks through. But you could also make this with chocolate pudding instead of vanilla and you wouldn't have such a problem with that. But the original recipe I got was vanilla and we all loved it so much. I just never changed anything other than, making it with gluten-free Oreos. And vanilla, in my opinion, it's just so underrated. I love vanilla stuff. All right, I'm not going to decorate it right now. I'm going to pop this into the fridge overnight, y'all. I know that's a really long time, but if you can leave it in there for at least 6 hours, it makes a world of difference with the texture and the flavor. Overnight or 24 hours is even better. So this is a perfect make-ahead dessert. And when you're ready to serve it, this is what I'm doing for Easter. I've got every color, I think, of bunny peeps they make. And I've got some edible grass. So I'm just going to put the bunny peeps in first. Kind of stand them up. And then this is the edible grass in green. And I've cut off little pieces just using scissors. And we can't forget to add the mini eggs, y'all. How freaking cute is this? I mean, I really love the flower pot idea for Earth Day or another time, but for Easter, this is just adorable. The kids will go crazy for this, but even the adults love the taste of it. And how does it taste? It tastes just like you remember. It's cool, it's creamy, it's chocolatey. It's so soft and fluffy with a little crunchy thrown in there. And it's totally scoopable. It really makes me feel like a kid again. Enjoy!